Well, the first shot that I heard, of course, in the beginning I didn't know what it was yet, but yeah, now I know it was a gun. It came while I was in the restroom washing my hands. And I was doing that, drying them actually, and I heard this pop sound from somewhere in the building. So my thinking here is, and it's just speculation because I know you still have a lot of that, what do you call it? Forensic work and all that, but I figure he came up on that noon elevator, right? Now that sounds, there's no such thing as a noon elevator. Those things are up and down all day long, but I'm saying that he must have planned it that way. Being on the one that arrived right when they're all standing there waiting to jump on for an hour break, doesn't that seem... I mean, look, the guy knows the layout, has a sense of the overall routine. I'm saying of the office routine. So therefore, he shows up at the busiest time of the day. I don't like to think about it, as if I was him. That's creepy, but it's true. If you wanted to make the kind of, statement that he did, create panic and widespread havoc on a major scale, then you'd come into the place with your guns blazing as all these men and women are wandering around taking drink orders and not a thought in their head, but maybe the shrimp basket over at that Irish pub that's... I'm sorry, but that sun is really bright and it's shining right into my eyes. Could you maybe... Thanks. Thank you for... No, it's much better that way. I know the shots started happening more quickly after the first one. He was using a machine gun. Some of the police guys who got to me said that. That's what they said, an AK-47 or whatever those things are known as. Russian, right? Plus some handguns and a few knives even. Somebody said he stabbed a few. One of my assistants, this nice girl from Florida, only moved here about 8 months ago with her 2 kids. Her name was Susie, and he cut Susie's throat in the copy room where he found her there down on the floor trying to pretend she was dead. Why would she do that? I mean, I guess you do all kind of shit when your life's... And she was just, guessing, right? I mean, with all that's going on, she doesn't know how many guys are doing this, if it's like a gang or something. So she goes down there on the tile seat to pretend like she's already been shot or whatnot. I mean, I might have done the very same thing. Problem is, things she couldn't know, there's only one man. He comes into the Xerox area there, sees her playing possum, and knows he didn't kill her, so he stops in the middle of this rampage to do that. That's what he did. He goes and he slits her throat, and then he took the time to do that to her. I'm sorry, but that is just sort of off the goddamn charts from what I know about human behavior. It really is. And that is the kind of shit you read on, like the internet, or... No, I'm fine. It's okay. So then there was this beat of just pure panic inside me. One moment where I'm thinking, because now I get it, I can feel what's going on here, and let me tell you, it was not like a movie in there. It wasn't. When you're like a kid and you see something on the TV or at the drive-in and you think, I could get out of that. I'd find a way through the fire or the natives or Nazis, whatever, a bunch of bank robbers. But you don't. Most people get shot or crushed by concrete or have a heart attack or something. We get ripped apart by sharks or end up on that wrong plane or on the Israeli Olympic team. And that's it. I thought my life was... I'm sorry, it's just very hard. It's just... yeah. Hard. Because I knew that's how I was going to end up, some statistic if I didn't do something, make a move, or get myself out of there. So I scrambled out of the bathroom and kept my head down, moving off between the first set of those, what do you call them? The room dividers that I come to down the corridor, figuring I could make it to an exit or use the stairs before I'd be spotted. And there's this eerie sort of silence in the air now. I suppose the initial chaos had subsided, and I think we're all just trying to survive from then on. Find some corner to crawl into, get out a door, anything. You see, we're too high up to jump. It's 7 floors down. But if you're trapped like that, you'll do anything to try and live. It's true. Leap even. Leap onto rocks or into a burning pit of like fucking cobras because we think there might be a chance. And so there I go. I'm down on my hands and knees practically trying to figure out which side of the room this guy is headed to. As I move along, I pass the openings into other people's offices. Like the mini offices for the salespeople or junior execs who work right out in the middle of the floor with their little plants and crap, pictures of their kids out for everyone to see. And then every so often it was bam! Bam, bam! That sound was a gun. Fire, and it was like bam! Bam! And I see people I haven't talked to in weeks. I mean, you work in the same company, but you just don't have time to stand around and be so funny with everyone, you know what I mean? I can't even remember some of their first names. I saw them there. Some of them anyway, as I'm sneaking along. Grown men hunched underneath their desks, weeping into their cell phones, calling the police or their wives, anybody, trying to figure out what to do next, or dead. You know, most of them were already dead. I saw Marjorie, this older lady from word processing, over on the floor. She'd been hit in the back or something, I'm not really sure, and she'd pulled herself down the hall toward the break room. I don't think she ever even saw what hit her. I really don't. Blood was pouring out the back of her blouse, and then a salesman who only stops by about once a month. Yeah, how's that for luck? With most of his face blown off. Anyway, he was dead too. And then I saw him, the gunman. He turned this corner about 30 yards down the hall from me and looked both ways, and that's when I don't know why, I really don't, but he spotted me there down on the floor and fired off a few rounds, and that's how I got this. You know, one of those bullets must have skipped up off the linoleum and grazed my leg. Even though I was hit, I crawled off down the short passage toward the other side of the room. And I could hear his boots. He was wearing some sort of outfit when you found him, right? Military looking? Yeah. And I could hear it. This heavy sound of his boots on the floor as he's running after me. And I'm frantic now, thinking as I'm going, oh shit, he's seen me, and not knowing what to do. I mean, I can hear this. It's almost like surrealistic at this time. Helicopters outside, and the sound of the police talking over their big, you people are outside, and now this guy knows the authorities are on the way in, and so he's coming for me. I mean, spotted me as one more person he can kill before it's all over. And I can hear the police shouting as they're pouring into the room. I mean, they're shadows. But now I can see I got myself backed into a corner. After that moment when I got hit, I got myself turned around and headed east instead of west. The exit's on the opposite side of the room. There's nothing but an old water cooler and a soft seating area over here. I mean, how could I be so fucking stupid? And then there's this. I was down there, on my hands and knees, and I can feel this guy as he's coming around the corner, and I just know I'm gonna be the last son of a bitch he kills before they bring him down. I just know it. I mean, I saw his face earlier, and he's one of the new, I recognized him from the new recruits that were sandwiched in late last year. His name was, I barely knew him. He's one of our own employees, but I just can't process any of that right then. I'm aware I recognize the guy, and I can feel him as he's coming around, and then it happens. I'm about to get back to my feet and make a run down the hall toward where I hear the police when suddenly this voice. And I'm not talking about in my head. No, this was not in my head or some other employee or me being disoriented by the tear gas and the panic. No, I stop and hear a voice call out to me. This beautiful, deep, clear voice and using my name, and it says, "Remain here and you will be safe, John. Stay where you are and you shall be saved." Yes. I heard the word shall like I hear you now. And it was spoken to me, directly to me. And so that's what I did. I stayed there, and I closed my eyes, and I stayed down on my knees, and I was saved. This is a miracle. I know that's old-fashioned and people don't like to hear it anymore, but what other explanation is there? This is miraculous. It's like some story from the Bible when men were once placed in ovens or into caverns with lions about it. It's like a page from Exodus. Or God saved me. For some reason, he chose to reach a hand down and No, actually, no, he did more than that. No one else survived. No one else made it out of there alive, and it was me who was chosen. I do not say it with pride, but as a simple fact, God chose only me, John Smith. I alone was spared. Wasn't I?